Welcome ladies, welcome to this week's video. So today I will share with you the 5-step process that every woman needs to execute if she wants to create this amazing career for herself where she really feels aligned and staying within her own beauty. So I take it a little bit more easy here. As you can see, we are in my home, not in my office, as I think when we think about corporate and our career, it should feel like an easy process, something what we really can enjoy and not something what anyways is related to the harsh reality as it can be sometimes in corporate. Okay, so this video is for you if you want to learn how you create something what's really serving you and not only something what is the standard stereotype of how to create success in corporate. Okay, so let's dive right into that. And if you don't know me and the channel, my name is Katharina. I have 20 years of experience in corporate. I have a global management position, and target of this whole YouTube channel is to provide you insights how to create and how I created the most beautiful, amazing career for myself, what feels really authentic for me and is simply true to my values and the needs that I have in my life. It took me quite a while to come to the place, and it's just so worth to go to this place, and I want to help as many women as I can to step into their own power and to create for themselves what it is that they really hope to create for themselves. So when I work with women, my approach always is to look at it from the internal point of view and also from the external point of view, so from the system point of view. The 5-step method that I'm talking about basically starts with the get to know yourself. And this is so key. It sounds so simple, but it is so key because you cannot create something what you strive for if you do not really know what that should be. And to know this, you really need to understand what it is that you actually desire. And I'm not talking about the externally provided things that we should desire. I really talk about what it is that we as women, what do you desire? What it is that really, makes you shine. And this can be very different for every woman, and it's also different depending on the stage you are in your life. And that's why it is even more important to have a full process behind creating something for you, because you will not, with one setup that you set now for yourself, be happy until the end of your career, because basically what's happening usually is that you grow into something, you mature into something within something, and then you outgrow it. And it can be a position, it can be a goal you had, it can be an identity that you carried. It doesn't matter, but certainly the point is that you always have to check in with yourself what it is that I really want to create. And also included in this first step is that you need to be very true and honest to yourself. What are my own limitations and what are, my own constraints and boundaries? Because I find this had never really been addressed in career coachings and stuff. Because if we are not clear on what we do not want to do, right? If we are not clear of what I am not able to do, then we might end up in situations where we cross our own boundaries because we simply did not crystal clear identify and define that for us. And I'm not talking about not growing beyond who we are now, because we all need to grow beyond, because otherwise we cannot keep up with the changing requirements in corporate, let's be honest here. But still, looking at your limitations with an open heart is key to create sustainable happiness in corporate, and otherwise the risk is just too high that you end up in a situation where you are not feeling right. And this life is too short to not feel right at a place, right? Another important part of knowing yourself comprises actually to exactly know what are your beliefs. And this is very important because when we talk about creating a happy career and successful and so on, we also need to think about what do we actually believe about corporate? What are our core values? What are our core beliefs? And all these things really become like an investigator of your own self to come to a place where you get to know yourself to such a deep level that you are kind of unshakable. Not in terms of that you need to influence everything what's around you. No, but unshakable in terms of, being not surprised when something triggers you, right? Because you know yourself so well that you know exactly where the things are that are not easy to take for you. And that is very important part of creating a successful and happy career. The second part of the 5-step process is to know the system. So you really need to start to get an understanding of the system you're working in. Corporate systems generally have pretty similar targets. They have generally similar structures, but still they are very different in terms of culture, in terms of technology, in terms of information flows, in terms of the way we dress, we speak. So this is very different, and here I think it's just of our own benefit if we really try to understand what is the organization generally and what is the organization that I'm working in now. And if you find words for that, it gives you room to start to match what are you and what is the system, and where is actually the match, right, for you. Or if there is a clash, then at least you find words for that and you start to understand that maybe you have to go in another direction. The third part of this process is identify your sweet spot. And this is something what I really love, because the sweet spot is exactly the part where you as a person and the organization overlap in the best and most effective way, right? So it means that there you deliver the most value to the organization in an area where the organization also needs this value. Because, for example, if you are great at, designing PowerPoints, but the job which is assigned to you is about communications with your customers, then certainly you have something you are good at, but it's not matching the requirement in this moment, right? So we really have to find the sweet spot between what it is that I can offer and what limitations do I have to what is the company needing. And if you find the sweet spot, then this is where your performance is just going on, above the roof, really through the roof. I don't know how you say it in English, but this is the moment where everything starts to flow, where it starts to become really easy because you work in alignment with your own strengths. You are in a position where you can radiate with your own energy, with what it is that makes you so special, and the organization is in a position where they really need what you have to offer, because this is key. Otherwise, it's like you are the best cook, but you are, you work in a nightclub where you should get naked, right? So this is, you have skills, but they need different skills, right? This is now a little bit strange example. Anyways, but yeah, this is a sweet spot. This is the third part. If you want to create a career what's really serving you, where you have to look at. The fourth part is creating very intentionally a personal brand. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this concept, but it basically says that the personal brand is how you are perceived by the organization. And the way you are perceived, this is usually 1, 2, or 3 key characteristics. What somebody, when he thinks of you, will come up, right? So like in my case, it would be problem solver, direct communicator, and strong boundaries. Because one of the things what I established very intentionally in my own career is, and this is what I said at the beginning, you need to know yourself very well, right? Because if I would just be a problem solver and they would not know that I have very strong boundaries, how I am willing to work, then they would maybe place me in situations where I am not happy with. So that's why when we think about creating a personal brand, it is something what facilitates your progression in the organization. And it should always be a personal brand in your favor, of course, right? So we do not want to create something where we know, oh God, this person, she doesn't want to work. She's, she cannot take pressure and she cannot communicate, right? So this would be the worst case, but still it is a personal brand. But in our case, we really intentionally create something what is in line with our inner desires, right? With what we can, with what we can do and what we want to do, and also where we know this is a boundary I don't want to cross. And when we have established the whole system, so we know step one, we know who we are, we know what are my strengths, we know what are my beliefs, what are my limitations, what are my values, what are my goals. Then we have also an understanding of the organization. What is the target of an organization? What are the structures? Who are the key influencers? Which buttons do I have to press to really get what I want in corporate? Then you find your sweet spot, super important. And from there, you know, in parallel to all the 3 parts that you try to work on before, you build up your personal brand. Then you have to keep on becoming better and better and better and better. And this is what I mean by the 5th step, the last step, is really becoming better. And why is it so important? It is important because if you want to create something, oh God, the sun is really crazy. See? The light is with me. No, you really need to become better in understanding yourself, understanding the organization, understanding where you can create the best value, and getting more sharp, more clear, more precise on your corporate brand. Why it is so important is because you are a human being. You change throughout your life. You change. So when you create something for yourself now, 5 years later, it might not be something what you aspire anymore. It might even be like it's draining your energy. So understanding the whole career setup and development as a fluid process, integrated with your human needs, with your female being, and seeing it like a journey, right? Like not just something what we have to do. We have to go to work, we have to make money, we have to hold this presentation, I have to travel, I have to this and that. If you rewire your brain to look at the whole corporate career design, whatever you want to call it, from a point of transformation, then you're basically then it's basically a beautiful process. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. I was wearing a mask throughout many years because I created corporate success into a level and in a way what was not serving me at all. So I was creating corporate success on the requirements that were provided by the system, right? So I thought I have to be a specific way. I thought I have to behave and do and be whatever. And again, the light is coming. But in the end, the point is, I had to completely reset myself and my understanding of the system to find my way and to find the perfect spot, my sweet spot in corporate to radiate what I'm doing now. And I just hope that every woman who's watching this to the end, gosh, this is crazy. I have to get better with the technologies here. But every woman who's seeing this, that she take herself so seriously and she loves herself so much that she say, okay, I'm not just going there. I'm a creator and I will do whatever is required. I will learn whatever is required. I will go on this journey to find myself, find my needs, and understand also the system I'm in to create exactly what it is that I want to create. Okay. I hope this was of benefit for you. If it was, leave me a comment. If you have some recommendations for the setup of of the whole IT, let me know. You see, I'm a beginner in that. It's a journey as well, and I'm so excited to get in contact with you. Thank you. Bye.